Today I want to speak about all aspects of fractions. To start with, you should be able to simplify and write equivalent fractions. For example, if I give you a fraction 2/3, I would like you to write another fraction which is the same value. Sometimes they determine what number the numerator or the denominator of the fraction is. For example, if I say what fraction is equivalent to 2/3 with a denominator of 9, that the clue is here. You have multiplied the denominator here by 3, so you have to do the same to the top. So the top number is called the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. So let's try another fraction, 4/5. You can pick any number and multiply the top and bottom, numerator and denominator by the same number. For example, times by 2. So you have an equivalent fraction. Times by 10. Times by 20. These are all called equivalent fractions. Equivalent. The other way around, they give you a fraction, they ask you to simplify. Means, can you divide the top and bottom by the same number? Yes, in this case it can be simplified. You can divide both top and bottom by 3. So you bring it to its lowest form, 2/3. Or you could say you have 20 divided by 30. You could do it in one go or in steps. I can do by 10 and get me to the lowest possible fraction, or you can do it in steps. Say you didn't see they can be divided by 10. So let's say divide by 2. So we get 10/15. Then you realize we can divide by 5 as well. So 10 divided by 5, 15 divided by 5. But I could have gone from this version to that version in one go. I could have divided both by 10. So whether you do it in steps or in one go, it doesn't matter. The bigger the number, the quicker you get to the final answer. So this is writing equivalent and simplifying fractions. Now, the other thing you need to know is how to change mixed numbers to improper fraction and vice versa. The fractions which are called them normal fraction, but the top is smaller than the bottom. What does a fraction mean? When I write 2/3, means say I've got a bar of chocolate and I have divided the bar of chocolate in 3 exact equal pieces, and I've taken 2. So that shows by how many times your quantity been divided into, and then how many you picked up, which makes sense. You break something into 3 and you pick up 2 of them. So these are called proper fractions. When a fraction, the numerator means the top number is bigger than the denominator, that is called improper fraction. And sometimes they call it a top heavy. Top. I think there's an E here. Top in order to deal with improper fractions, you need to change them to mixed numbers. For example, 4/3. You want to find out how many denominator fits into numerator. 3 goes into 4 once, with the remainder of 1, with the same denominator. So it's meaningless, really. When you say you've broken a bar of chocolate in 3 pieces and you have 4, but it doesn't make sense. That means you had a full bar of chocolate and 1 out of 3 of another bar of chocolate. So let's practice some top-heavy fractions or improper into mixed numbers. 2 into 5 goes twice, remainder 1. 7/4. 4 into 7 goes once, remainder 3. Always the same bottom number, same denominator. Sometimes you need to change a mixed number into improper fraction. So multiply the larger number outside, 2, by the denominator. 2 times 3, 6. Add to its top. 6 add 1, 7/3. 5.5. 5 times 2, 10. Add 1, 11. Same bottom number, 2. Now we're going to make use of these facts in order to go to addition and subtraction of fractions. Addition and subtraction of fractions. Say we want to add a fraction of 2/3 plus a quarter. I use 2 methods, one a school method and one my own method, which is very quick. School method. You cannot add 2 fractions when they have this different denominators. You have to make both fractions with the same denominator. So we are going to write 2 equivalent fractions, both with the same number, same denominator. So here I look for what is the common multiple of 3 and 4. If you write multiples of 3, and multiples of 4, you can see the first common multiple or lowest common denominator is 12. So you can give them both 12. Then you check. 3 has become 12. That means multiplied by 4. So you do the same to its numerator. 2 times 4, 8. I repeat. 3 has become 12 times by 4. Do the same to its top number. Go to the second fraction. 4 has become 12. It's been trebled. It's been times by 3. So you do the same to the top number. Now you got 8 12 and 3 12. You have 11 12ths. So you have a fraction with the same denominator, and you just add up the numerators. So that's 11 12ths. Let's do another one. Say 2/5 and 3/10. Okay, smallest common denominator. Think of multiples of 5, 10, 15. Multiples of 10. You can see 10 is the best number to use. Writing both fractions with the denominator of 10. Look at the first fraction. The bottom number or denominator has doubled, 5 has become 10, so you double the numerator. Here 10 remained as 10, so 3 remains as 3. So 4 tens and 3 tens make 7 tens, because 4 at 3 makes 7. Now, either you use this method or my quick method. Let's look at same two numbers here. Same two fractions in the first example. This other method is very, very useful, especially when you come to algebraic fractions later on. I go straight into the answer fraction. I know the result of two fractions added together is a fraction. So 3 steps. Step number 1, you draw your fraction line. Step number 2, you already establish here that the smallest common denominator for 3 and 4, which is multiples of 3, which is 3, 6, 9, 12, and 4 would be 4, 2, 4, 8, 12. So 12 is the smallest common denominator. So in order to obtain the top, you don't need to analyze anymore. All you have to do, divide and times. You divide the answer fraction's denominator by the first denominator, so 12 divided by 3, and you times by its top. 12 divided by 3, 4, times 2, 8. Then plus between them, 12 divided by 4 is 3, times 1 is 3. So you divide and times, and the answer comes out automatically. Let me try that again with the next one. Yes, sorry, in the previous question I forgot to write the denominator of 10. I just noticed that. Okay, let's look for the other example using the alternative method. You can use which method you prefer. So the step number 1, fraction line. Step number 2, the common denominator. Multiples of 5 and multiples of 10 get you to 10, the first common multiple. The next step you have to remember is a divide and times. You divide by the first fraction and times by its top. So 10 divided by 5. You must go to the first fraction first. 10 divided by 5, the answer is 2. Times that by its top, 4. Then plus between them, 10 divided by 10, 1 times 3, 3. So we have 7 tenths. You can have more than 2 fractions to add or subtract. Say, for example, we have 3/4 plus 2/5 plus a half. Okay, so normal school method is to make all 3 fractions with the same denominators. So we are looking for multiples of 4, multiples of 5, multiples of 2. Multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Multiples of 5, so far 20. And when you write multiples of 2, going to be a long list. You can see 20 is the common number in all of them. So they all become fractions out of 20. Then you have to adjust the top of each fraction. 4 has become 20, that means times 5. 3 times 5. 5 has become 20, that's times 4. 2 times 4. 2 times 10 makes 20, times the top by 10. So these are all equivalent fractions with the same denominator. So your answer fraction would be adding the top numbers together with the same denominator. So that 33 over 20. Now, you can see now this is an improper fraction now, where the numerator is larger than the denominator. So if you remember, if we change it to mixed number, how many bottom number or denominator fits into numerator? 20 fits into 33 only once. Can't go twice because that would be 40. Remainder would be 13 over the same denominator. Now going to subtracting fraction, which is the same method as adding, except it's a different sign, minus instead of plus between the fraction. Let's go do a simple fraction. Say 3/4 minus an 8. Okay. Normal method. You want to make the denominators the same. Multiples of 4, 4, 8. So 8 will do for both of them. 4 has become 8. Means doubled. You double the top. 8 remains as 8 and 1 remains as 1. So 6, 8 take away 1, 8. We'll have 5 8s. So you write the common denominator. You subtract the numerator, first one, minus the second one. So that would be 5 8s. You have combination of addition and subtraction of fractions if you want. Say 2/3 plus 4/5 minus 5/6. Okay, so here you need to again decide what denominator can fit for all of them. Multiples of 3, multiples of 5, and multiples of 6. I think 30 would be the smallest number that they all will reach in their multiples. So 30 would be the number for each denominator. You can write multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24, no, 21, 24, 27. You reach 30 here. You don't need to go any further. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Here we go again. And 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. But when you know your times tables well, you can see these without listing them. So they all have a denominator of 30. 3 has become 30. That means times 10. Multiply the top by 10, 2 become 20. 5 has become 30, that times 6. So times 4 by 6. 6 has become 30, times 5. I have made a mistake here. There should be a minus between them. Okay, so the answer would be 30 here. 20 plus 24 minus 25. Which would be 19 out of 30. Now, let me do my quick method here as well, in case you want to use that one. Same question, 2/3 plus 4/5 minus 5/6. Okay, I'll go for the 3-step procedure. Step number 1, fraction line. Step number 2, finding that common denominator of 30. To obtain the top, you divide and times. Let me just use a different color. 30 divided by 3. What answer you get, you times that by its top. 30 divided by 3 is 10, times 2 is 20. See, that one. Then you put plus between and repeat. 30 divided by 5, 6, times 4, 24. That's the next number. Then you have a minus in between, so you put minus here, or take away. 30 divided by 6 is 5, times 5, 25. That's the other one. So it's up to you. I prefer this method myself. So here we have 20 at 24, remove 25 would be 19. And it is a proper fraction, I don't need to change it. More examples of fractions where the result is not a proper fraction. Look at here, say 4/5 plus 5/6. Now, the common denominator would be 30 because multiples of 5 will take you to 50, to 35, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So here, both denominators become 30. If you want to list them, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So 30 is the same common denominator. 5 has become 30, that's 6 times bigger. You can count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 times 6, 24. 6 has become 30, 5 times bigger. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You times the top by 5, 25. So you have 24 plus 25 over 30. So that's 49 over 30. Well, this is improper fraction. Means the numerator is bigger than denominator. You need to change that to a mixed number now. How many 30 fits into 49? Once. Remainder 19, same denominator. Now, let's add and subtract mixed fractions. Say we have 2 3/4. We want to add 2, 1 1/5. I would change all my mixed numbers into top heavy first, or improper. Because when it comes to divide and multiplication of fraction, that's the only option you have. With addition and subtraction, you may deal with the whole numbers separately and the fractions separately. But let's just stick to one single method. Change all mixed numbers to top heavy. 2 times 4, 8. At 3, 11 over 4. Plus 1 times 5, 5. Add 1, 6/5. Now, normal addition of fraction. The common denominator for 4 and 5 will be 20. Divide, that would be my method. To do 20 divided by 4, 5. 5 times 11, 55. Plus 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 6, 24. So that's 79 over 20. Which is 20 goes into 79 3 times. That's 60 with 19 left. Now, I did this my method. If you wanted to use the school method, I do it this way. (11/4) plus 6/5. Both denominators will be 20. 4 become 20. That means times 5, times the top by 5 to create that 55. 5 has become 20 times 4, 6 times 4, 24. And as before, the school method, books method, they do it this way. That's 79 over 20, get to the same answer, 3 and 19 20th. Let's do more complicated question involving mixed number, proper fraction with addition and subtraction all together. Here we go. So we have 4.5, take away 2/3, minus 1 4/5. Maybe we can make one of these plus, so we have combination of plus and minus. First, each fraction need to be written as top heavy or improper. 4 times 2, 8. Add 1, 9 over 2. Plus 2/3, but that doesn't need changing. Take away 1 times 5, 5. Add 4, 9/5. Okay, so school method. We're going to change all the denominators to one common denominator. Well, if you know your timetables, for 3 and 5 would be 50, 15, 15 and 2, 30 would be the number for all of them. Okay, 2 has become 30. That times 15. We need to multiply 9 by 15. 9 times 5, 45. Carry by 4. 9 1 times 1, 9 and 4. 135. Plus 3 has become 30 times by 10. So times the top by 10. 5 has become 30. That times 6. 6 times 9 is 54. So all will have a denominator of 30. We need to add up 135. Add 20. Take away 54. Which is 155 minus 54 is 101, I think. Let me check that again. 155 minus 54. Now, this is top heavy. 30 into 110 goes 3 times. That's 90 and 21 left. No, 11 left. That's it. So the answer is 3 and 11 30th. Let me give you a practical examples of this fraction. Say we have a piece of cake. Alex is going to eat 2/3 of the cake, and Ben is going to have 1/4 of the cake, and Carl is going to have the rest of the cake. I want to know how much is the rest of the cake that Carl is going to have. So first of all, Alex had 2/3 and Ben had 1/4. Let me see how much of the cake is gone. So 2/3 plus 1/4. Common denominators, 12. 3 has become 12 times 4, 2 times 4. 4 has become 12, that's 3, 1 times 3. So we have 8 at 3 over 12. So 11 equal part out of 12 is eaten away. So what's left? Well, if the cake was divided into 12 parts, so we have 12 out of 12 parts, 11 out of 12 parts is gone. So here we go. The denominators are the same. So top number minus bottom number. So Carl will only have a 12th of the cake left to eat. So you can see the application of practical examples of addition and subtraction of fractions. So let me repeat that again. Alex ate 2/3 of the cake. Ben ate 1/4. So I added the 2/3 of the cake and a quarter. See how much of cake is eaten. 11/12 is eaten. But the whole cake, if 11 out of 12 is eaten, means the cake must have been divided into 12 equal pieces. And 11 out of 12 is eaten. So 1 out of 12 section is left for Carl to eat. So far in this lesson, we understood what a fraction is, how to simplify fractions, and how to write equivalent fractions. Then I've shown you how to add fractions and subtract using improper fractions into mixed numbers and vice versa. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. My aim is to make maths for you an enjoyable subject so you can enjoy by doing it and use it in your everyday life. Thank you. By the way, in my next video, we're going to go through multiplication and division of fractions, which is much simpler than addition and subtraction as you have already gone through. Thank you.